In this review, I'm going to look at the newest member of my winter guard, the Marvel Select Titanium Man. The Titanium Man comes in the standard Marvel Select style packaging, which is very uncollector friendly, so you got to destroy this thing to get this thing out. He's a big figure. He takes up pretty much well the whole packaging, much like the Immortal Hulk or Rampaging Hulk from a while back. You got Titanium Man on the side, collector's action figure with accessories, and on the side you have artwork of Titanium Man fighting Iron Man. On the back you got a product shot and a quick little bio. Various logos, legalese, sad onion, proof of purchase. Let's open him up. Mutant box collectors, look away. Here we have the Titanium Man in the plastic tray. You can see all the accessories. He comes in with the alternate unhelmeted head installed on the figure, 2 closed fists, 2 open style pose or gripping hands, and his helmet. He's secured in with wire ties, which I've already done. Here we have the Titanium Man outside the plastic tray with all the accessories. As you can see, he's a big chunky figure. He's close to the height of the last Marvel Select Hulk, the Immortal Hulk. Now, this is a huge figure, which matches up really well in the comics. Titanium Man, and this type of Titanium Man was huge. He dwarfed Iron Man. I don't know if the head size is accurate or not, because he was still a huge guy, but still a guy in a suit. I think his feet would come down to here. I never did quite understand how those diagrams of the people in these big giant armors and have fixed bone where the knees would bend. How do you move that without snapping your shin bone? But anyway, besides the point, he is a great looking figure. I love the color. It's like a candy green. Look, they probably did a base coat of gold, then sprayed a candy green over top. Which, if you have any issues with chips or anything, it would make it a nightmare to try and match it up. So if you try to use a candy over top of it, it's just going to make it darker. He's already very dark. I kind of wish they went with one coat less to lighten it up just a little bit. But still impressive nonetheless. Why is there a fly stand on a teeny tiny little hole? Is it for a flag stand on his back? Yeah, that's... Hold on a sec. Yeah, this little hole in the back looks like the size of one of these import style pegs. And it is. There's no way it's going to hold it up. It just collapses. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why there's a tiny little flat stand hole in such a heavy figure. I guess if you want to do a dynamic pose and he's not going to be, it wouldn't be a stable position, like if you want to do some ACBA, you can use one of these stands to help support it. That's the only thing I can think of why they put an import style plug in the back. Let's take a quick look at the accessories right quick. Here's the helmeted head. It's got the trademark glowing eyes and the mouth. Looks like he's very sad Titanium Man. But the sculpt looks really good. Looks like a, oh, there it is. That's right. It's a gold underspray with a green candy over top. And looks good. Like I said, I just wish they went with one coat less to lighten it up a little bit. But it looks great nonetheless. And on the other head, it is a bearded looking Russian head. Or kind of looks like me. With less gray, with much less gray in the beard. But it's a good looking alternate head, which I'll probably never use on this thing. I'm going to use the helmeted head. He has 2 open style pose and use for grip hands, like crushing Iron Man's head. And let's change one out. Ooh, there we go. That's interesting. Looks like they did a NECA thing and painted the pegs. You can see the paint came off the peg when I pull it out. You hear the crunchy noise. That's the good sculpted fist. Got the classic band style, like on the classic marble art style. 4-segment armor. Same on the other one. This one, the hinges are painted, and as soon as you articulate them, that paint comes off. So that'll save you some trouble if you just go ahead and just take your fingernail and pull it off, because it's not going to stay on. Lightest pressure, I just took the paint off the hinge. With the gripping hands, same way. So they paint the entire peg. And as soon as you use that, it comes off. Plus they couldn't paint inside the peg where it's in the hand when they paint it. And this is just tiniest little pressure takes that paint off. Let's put one of these style pose hands on the figure. Oh, there's clean out the peeling paint. And the socket hole. Put the fist hands back in. And let's put the helmeted head on. I do have some issues with being in the packaging. It's made these 2 indentations, like shiny spots, like where it's rubbing in the packaging. Not much I can do about that since it's a candy coat style paint. I'm afraid if I try to put any top coat on it or anything, it may fisheye or crinkle. And this thing will be a nightmare to try to repaint. To try to get the greens right from all the joints. But sculpt-wise though, it's really nice. Got these big shoulder bands here, the pauldrons, each little nodules through here on the upper torso, a couple down here. All this sculpted detail through here and on the legs, on the feet, even on the bottom of the soles. You got like spiked feet. So that's for crushing his enemies beneath his heels. Great looking figure. You got the skirt or kilt piece, or you want to call it. I would assume it's a kilt. But it's Russian. So, not sure what it would be called. Great looking sculpt on this thing. Let's do a quick little rundown on articulation on this big dude. Big figures a lot of times can be hindered, or sometimes they're not. On this one, he's pretty good. He's got a double ball peg up the neck. You can look up, look down, side to side, full 360. Disc in shoulders, go up to here. This piece is inside the shoulder, so it rotates with the arm, which is great from that part. And you have a bicep swivel here. Single jointed elbow gets you past 90 degrees. He's got bicep swivel and a swivel at the elbow as well. Hinged wrist, full 360. He has a diaphragm joint which rotates here. Can crunch back like one notch. There's a little bit of tilt from side to side. Forward, you can just basically stand straight up. There is no forward, but I've heard there's a mod you can do and cut out some of the material. Have them crunch forward. I made a debate about doing that one. Now there's a waist twist. Mine was stuck. That took a lot of pressure to pop that loose with all this paint. It got stuck. Now it moves pretty well. Because it was stuck crooked, and so the belt and the legs were not lined up. So that bugged me a lot. So I had to make sure to pop that loose. I just carefully applied pressure, quite a bit of pressure at that, and to pop that loose. He's got ball jointed hips, kick out really far for a big, especially for a big dude. There's a lot of Spider-Man figures can't do that much. There's thigh rotation, single jointed knees, gets you up to 90 degrees. There's also rotation at the knee. He has hinged ankles. And you see where the paint's peeling there on the hinge, where they paint the hinges. And get you down that much. Forward that much. Ankle pivots. Is there a rotation? Yes, and there's a rotation at the ankle. For a big figure, it's got a lot of articulation. Now I just noticed something. That silver paint is rubbing off a little bit. I don't see where here, but on my mat, I have silver paint. Let's do a little bit of size comparison real quick. Let's move him to the side, and he's a hefty size big boy. Here he is next to the Marvel Select Hulk. As you can see, he's pretty close to the height of the Hulk. Hulk's still got some height on him. And this is a massive figure. So this Titanium Man is huge. And I love it. Because this will scale great with Marvel Legends. Because he's a behemoth in the comics. Let's bring in some fellow Winter Guard members. Here we have with the Build-A-Bear Ursula Major. And he dwarfs Ursula Major. Let's see, I bring in Red Guardian. Now this, of course, one is on the Grim Reaper Wolf Cap style body. Dark Star. And we have Black Widow. Well, let's put the team together. Let's see what it looks like together with all of them. I know Black Widow is not part of the Winter Guard, but she's a Russian super soldier, so I like to put her in there. Plus I have a lot of variants of Black Widow, so she can go there. That's a great looking team. Now I just need a classic Crimson Dynamo. Hopefully we'll get a similar figure from Diamond Select of the classic Crimson Dynamo. So I love the size of this. The previous Build-A-Figure for Crimson Dynamo from the Black Widow wave is like a short-lived look for Crimson Dynamo. I passed on most of that wave. So, as I didn't feel like building the Build-A-Figure because I want a more traditional Crimson Dynamo. And if Diamond Select can put out a figure like this, I'll buy it in a heartbeat. And here's two size comparisons that definitely need to be done with this Titanium Man. We have the 80th Anniversary Iron Man. And we have the Modular Iron Man. I think both of these scale great with this Titanium Man, because like I said, he is huge in the comics when this version of Titanium Man, and this just works out so great. And I'm wondering, let's see, I think you can actually do a really good pose. So take both of those hands, look, he's getting ready to crush Iron Man. This is a great looking armor. If you're an Iron Man fan and you need your Iron Man villains, and this is an outstanding figure. With such a big, imposing character, it really shows we need a new comic book style Ironmonger. Almost forgot to do this comparison. Let's move this big boy over. And here is the first Iron Man movie on Ironmonger. They're on par with each other. That shows how big this Ironmonger is. Hasbro can do big figures when they want to. I would love either Diamond Select or Marvel Legends pump us out a classic Ironmonger of this size and a new Crimson Dynamo. All in all, this is a great looking figure. My biggest thing, my only issue I got with this thing, I wish they didn't do a candy coat. I would have rather had a standard traditional metallic green paint instead of a candy green. Because you're going to have inconsistency of colors. Like this fist hand is much darker than the other hands. Oh, both fist hands are super dark in comparison to the grip hands, which didn't get as much, fewer coats. So that's what's going to happen when you do candy coats. They did a traditional metallic green on this. I think would have looked a little better, a little more uniform in color, because you can see color variations through the figure. It's not horrible. I just, to me, I would have preferred a little more traditional paint. Plus, candy coats are delicate. They will scratch. They will peel. And you can see when they did the candy coats, they did it together. They did it when the figure was together, it looks like, on a couple of coats. You can see gold up in here. It's still an impressive figure. I would still recommend buying this thing because I don't see Hasbro putting out a Titanium Man this big and impressive. I like it. Even with the little gripes I had with the cut in the paint, I still like this figure, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. Adds more to my Winter Guard and more Iron Man villains. We need more of both. Anyway, I appreciate everyone taking the time to watch the review. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.